set myself up here, but everything seems to work against me this Friday. Welcome back. If you guys just participated in my live with me, I came back because I guess my service was interrupted. So I ended the live and decided to come back for a little bit just to finish off our conversation and just make sure everybody's good with what we discussed. Um, I'm not sure I'll come on live again until Monday because I'm so over it. So I wanted to make sure that I'm spending time with you guys today because I have some to spend. If you were not just on my first live and you're just joining me for the first time this afternoon, welcome to Beyond the Veil. Hey, April. I am Adina. Nice to meet you. And if you are a returning member or viewer like Miss April here, welcome back. I was just on another live, April. I didn't see you in there, but I was disconnected. So I came back to kind of do a less chat. You're welcome, Whitney. You don't have to thank me for this. This was a very chill Friday. I don't have a lot going on. And like I mentioned, hold on, let me fix myself. I'm not having the best day. You didn't get any notifications, April. I was on live for maybe 2 hours. I did the guy who got off on taking out Little Nas X and um the guy who got set free from taking out Young Dolph allegedly, and I just did Little Nas X. April said she didn't get the notification that I was even on live. Daquan, that's part of the problem. I get lives interrupted at will, and then half the time, most of my subscribers never even know that I'm live. I am not having a good day, April. I don't even know how I'm still on here because even after my live just ended, I start pulling some cards on myself because I feel, I don't know. I don't know why I feel like this. And I actually did a ceremony on myself last night. But the energy that's going on today is so, it's like I'm fighting. I'm struggling all throughout the day. There's one thing and then there's the next thing. And it's not been a good day. I'm not feeling good about myself, within myself. I'm not feeling confident. Possibly I have a moon in Aries, and it's a my whenever I'm a little bit more thrown off on new moons, the dark moons, than I am full moons. Dark moons really bother with me for some reason, but not as much as it is today. It just doesn't feel right. I can't shake it. Thank you, Astrid. Happy birthday to you. Beautiful. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Melvin. You know, that message, all the trolls that I've been getting today, to be honest, they've been bothering me today because I just don't have enough fortitude to deal with all the negative people, which is why I said I don't even know why I'm on live today. But here I am. So, anyways, I did everything that I was going to talk to you guys about. This is just a let's chat. If you guys want to talk about something, then I ended off giving a message about Little Nas X. I don't think he'll Don't expect him to pop back out as you guys know it. I'm not depressed. Um, but Aries moon, especially in the 12th house, do that. I just, um, I don't know. It's not depression. It's, you ever just felt like a failure? Like before I got back on this live, I was just like, all right, spirits, I think the only thing productive, because I like to try to be productive all day, but I was like, spirits, if there's nothing else that I can do to be productive, either for myself or for someone else, then I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm just going to cancel the rest of the day and go to sleep. And then hopefully tomorrow will be different. But then again, I don't take naps. I can't take a break, April. I can. I don't know what to do in a break. I believe it's a little bit of overwhelmed. I pulled the Nine of Wands for myself. A little bit of burnout. Um, Probably a lot of bit of burnout. I don't sleep a lot. I am an entrepreneur. I don't clock into anyone's job, so I am always doing something. I'm always working. I'm always being creative, creating something. And a lot of my business is service oriented. Um, I've had a couple of ceremonies this week. Maybe it was the ceremony I did for one of my subscribers because I haven't had to do anything like that in a while. But I won't even blame her. I don't know. Probably Guitar James, but I don't know how to care for myself when I have so many sponsorabilities on my shoulders. I don't know what taking care of myself means outside of I go to the gym. That's how I take care of myself, but I am tired in a way that sleep can't cure. And I've been trying to tell myself, you don't have any reason to be tired. Um, but I am. I am. There was I don't know, I cannot reduce my workload. I can't. I can't. I actually have to, I've been working on scaling. I'm getting ready to launch a new on other streaming platforms, StreamYard, so that I can stream on multiple platforms because this has been a request for a lot of the people who watch me here. And so if they request it, I do it. And then I found that YouTube sabotages me, but a lot of people are into what I do. So instead of saying, well, F it, I feed into it, but there's been some growth. So I've been getting prepared to get ready to do that. I've been getting my real estate clients prepared to list. That's stressful enough. Doing this and doing real estate is stressful. I read contracts all the time. I create contracts all the time. And every time, and even in this line of work, my spiritual business and in real estate, if someone is having a problem, it's my job to take it away. In real estate, my clients are calling me every other day freaking out about something. And it's my job as a professional to mitigate their concerns and take whatever issues or burdens they're having in the moment and then resolve them. In my spiritual business, I do the same thing. People come to me all the time with issues and things like that. Get a service, we take care of it. Um, but that's my job, is to take other people's problems away. Um, and on both sides, in all of my careers, that's how I make my living. So, um, you know what I did earlier, Guitar James, and I cried like a baby. I just cried. And I don't feel comfortable in emotions like that. So then I find a way to do something to be productive. Thanks, Sean. It don't take much for a release. I don't feel nothing released. Good time. I know they say that, but I wish I felt a release. I feel like I could cry right now. I actually just feel so and I can't even tell you guys everything that's weighing heavy on me because I have so many strangers here that are probably burning a candle now saying more pain, more pain, more pain. So I can only be so vulnerable, but to the person who suggested I take a break or a rest, I or reduce my workload, I can't afford that. I'm a single woman. I don't have any government help, food stamps, assistant, I mean, low income housing. I don't have any of that. Everything I do, I get it straight off the muscle. And on top of that, I have one particular relative who is part of why I'm struggling today. Because on top of my own personal responsibilities and things like that, I have a relative who, because of their bad choices in life, meaning irresponsible choices in life, some of which the relatives that have come after them have had to see firsthand and then learn from with no help from that relative. I have that person that needs things from me all the time because they are falling short in their life. And so I always have to find ways to increase my workload so that I can increase my capacity to help people who I don't really want to help in this way because I shouldn't have to. But so, anyways, this is a let's chat. That's as vulnerable as I'll be because Amy told me. Oh, I saw what you said. Be quiet. Oh, I think Amy was telling me to be quiet. I kind of do though. I don't, but temporary. What do you do though? What do you do if it's a parent? What do you do if it's a parent who, in their elder years, have are living with the consequences of not living financially as responsible, and then when their children grow up having to, teach themselves all the things that a parent didn't teach you, and then learn how to be okay. It's 2025. It's a hard world out there. I'm okay, but somebody else isn't because for whatever reason they aren't, and they're in a position. They're close enough to me to watch very closely to every move I make, and if I celebrate, I have to do so quietly because if I celebrate an accomplishment, that person gonna be counting. Oh, you just did this? That means she probably made X, Y, and Z. And so I can't even it's almost like that's why I feel like I don't accomplish much because I can't celebrate right now. I have to hide and try to celebrate because people gonna think I'm celebrating because I'm a billionaire. And then they gonna feel like they're entitled. And I don't know. I'm still working on how to set up boundaries. I don't tell people nothing, but where I live, I'm very close to my core group. We're close. I see them almost every day. My sisters and my parent. I see them almost every day because of where I live. And we're all really close. And so it's even difficult for me and my sisters to do things together and try to keep things, because then the parent will feel bad because me and my siblings get together and do things, but we leave them out. It's what happens when, oh, parents. I'm not a parent, but word of advice from one of my parents. You guys are going to hate me because I don't have kids, but I'm somebody's child. So we love that you love your babies. We love that you love us. But please do not make your entire existence being a parent. Because one day, you and I know, because it's nature, it happens with every human being. It's the part of creating a human. You can't possess them. Please do not make your entire life your children, because their job is to go on and have lives of their own. Your job is to prepare them for that moment. If you become parenthood, I don't want to work, I don't want to have friends, I don't want to have hobbies, I don't even want a significant other because I got my kids. Especially if all your kids are girls and their job is to go off and create and not be taken care of, but be wives, have somebody, with them. Don't do that, because when they become grown, you struggle even more. It's always going to be hard with that transition of seeing your babies grow up and go out into the world. But if that's all you have is your kids, when they grow up and go off into the world, you're going to fall apart. And in a way where you're not going to be able to bounce back with that grief of the transition, because what you going to do to get through it? Mama and daddy got to have a life too. And so you don't want to become a burden on your kids when they trying to live the life that they have the opportunity to live after you've lived yours, but you choose to make them your life, and all they want to do is get grown and move out of your house and get away from you so they can have some freedom. But then you done made them your life, and you want to follow them throughout life wherever they go. And you want in on the intimate parts of their life. And when they create boundaries, um, you may start feeling like that rejection a little bit, or a little lost on what you're supposed to do in life now. So please don't do that, because that's a lot of burden on your kids. Speaking from experience, I have a parent who I used to ask them what they wanted to be in life, what they always wanted to be. And they said a wife and a mother. And they were that for a short period of time. But then divorce, multiple divorces, and then kids grow up. And so now my parent is having a hard time. I overheard her talking on the phone, probably to one of her church friends, and oh, she was talking to my aunt. It was a little sad. It was a little depressing hearing that conversation, because my mother gets so inspired by seeing other people do stuff that then she'll then want to do it too. But that don't be her calling. And all she's ever wanted was to be a wife and a mother. To this day, she still would rather just be someone's wife and have a man take care of everything. But I'd be like, Mama, it's 2025. It's a whole new world out there. You in your 60s. Girls in their 20s can't even get a man to do that. You in your 60s, your dating pool. You got men who are on fixed incomes. So taking on theirs and yours isn't realistic. because they're probably on fixed incomes by now. And also, they're in fixed mentalities. And most men who have the means to take on a wife and have a nice fixed income, usually because they made some good financial decisions, so they're probably financially responsible. My parent ain't. And so that's going to be a problem with a man, and she ain't going to want to listen. So I just feel like and the cost of living is so much more higher. I was like, Mama, so you want a billionaire, you want a millionaire. Okay, because you want someone to come in and take care of you. All right, that's fine. So, in order to get that, this is what your dating pool looks like. What you want has to be somebody that makes a certain amount of money. So, what you're looking for is a millionaire or better. You're in your 60s. You still look good, but you're in your 60s and you live in a very, very, very small town. You don't go out. You don't have any hobbies, any friends. So, where are you going to meet a millionaire? First of all, the kind of man in this economy who can just take care of you. Where you go? How you gonna meet him? On Facebook? You ain't gonna meet him on Facebook. They be scamming over there. I understand that, Wilson. I'm not. I mean, Conrad. I said this is my parents' dream, not mine. And you sound like you're complaining because you're not financially stable. Even though I'm saying this, all the men in my family, Mr. Conrad are those men, which is why my mother can desire one because her father was one, her brothers are one, her nephews are those men, her son-in-laws are those men. Because before 2026, before this new generation, men didn't think it was a slight to be financially responsible and to provide for their families. If a man go and chooses a wife and then they create children, he has started a family. So they didn't used to think that it's an issue to provide for it, nor did they think it was a problem, nor did they complain. So I get what you're saying. It doesn't always have to be that way. But you guys, you newfangled men are the ones who have an issue with that. I'm used to men who see it an honor and a part of them being a good man to be providers and not just for their families. If I call any man in my family right now that is not my husband, even if they're in laws or dating in my family, if I call them right now and need something fixed on my car, need something fixed in the house, or need help with something, you best believe I'm going to get it. They provide for the whole flock of us. They protect, they provide, they defend. They don't disrespect. They love women. They love women. They don't see it's no problem to take care of them if they get to spend their life with a good woman. That's just the cost to be the boss. But y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all telling me to fix stuff myself, and I am not talking about myself. I could probably fix your life too, to be honest, even having a bad day. I could probably take you. Listen, you talking about do stuff myself. I'm not talking about me. But you best believe my ex husband was a provider and he didn't have an issue with it. You know why? Because his father, when my ex husband got married, his father gave him and me a house and a boat because a man is supposed to be able to provide these things for his wife. And the man my father in law was, he worked very hard so he can have those things to provide generational wealth to pass down to his family. And he did. So I was 23 and I had a house and a boat and my name was on both of them and all I did was get married. And no, my husband never saw an issue with taking care of me. And yes, ex-husband. But you know what, Jay? If I was to get another one, he wouldn't have a problem with it either. I out earned my ex-husband and he still wanted to pay the most of the bills. If he could have afforded it, he would have paid all of it. And that's the thing I'm talking about. I probably out earn most of you trolls that's talking in my chat right now on a real humble flex. But because I'm not a consumer, I don't find value in that. And any man I deal with is a provider in every sense. Why? Because he loves a woman. He's a real man. He's not gay. He doesn't hate women. He isn't broke, so he's frustrated with why he don't have help. I date men who don't need whatever I bring to the table. Ain't thinking about it. You're out of your league anyways to be in this conversation talking to me. We not the same. You can't even date women like me. So what you worry about what I do? You can't even sit at business meetings with me. You got to be in a certain tax bracket to have a business meeting with me. You buying a house or selling? No. You're not even pre-approved yet? We not talking yet. We not talking. You need to go and get a pre-approval letter. Then we can talk. Once I can see what you're working with. And you worrying about me being able to take care of myself and not have a man to do it? Please. Y'all can't do it. Most of y'all can't do it these days. The fuck? That's why you in my live while I'm being monetized. Typing. I'm getting paid to do this. And you here for free. My goodness. Just broke, bored, and broke. Anyways. So I only have trolls in here. Are any, besides April, my mod, do I have any other of my subscribers or people who are not here to troll me? Because I'm about to end this. I came in here to do a let's chat. You're not a troll? April said you are. I do get paid to talk here. Oh, I see Tierra and JD. Okay. That's what you guys are here for. It's called Let's Chat. You guys are supposed to put what you want me to talk about. And listen, this is a free opportunity to pick my psychic vision. I try to do this once a week. I I can log off. I can go to the gym. Ready? I can go have a drink. Like JD told me to go do. Have a drink. I don't even want to do that because I don't want to drive. It's Friday. It's too much traffic. People out in the streets. I'm too frustrated to be in the streets in that traffic. Did we talk about Malcolm Jamal Warner? I actually didn't want to because I didn't think there was anything to talk about. But my other live did end on me giving a word of advice to people trying to get into the industry and me telling you guys about. I know y'all don't believe in spirits and soul and that stuff. Y'all only believe in the almighty dollar, or at least that's all you care about when you're trying to get into the industry. But then after a few years in the industry, you start caring about your soul because it start mattering. It start coming up. Think topics surrounding it or scenarios surrounding you having to choose who you want to be in the future. That starts to pop up, especially when they pump money into you. You want to get into the music industry? Sonia, read your contract. And I'm not talking about have a lawyer look into it to make sure the money is right. Like I was saying before, do not sign any contract that binds you after your death, even your music, because they will not just say your music, they will say your likeness, your voice. Oh, you guys are giving gifts. I love that for you guys. I'll do a reading on Tyla, an updated one, sure. Um, they say we will use your voice, your likeness, and other things. What that means without them saying it is you. They will, you, your voice, your likeness, your images. That's a way of saying we will own you even after your death without saying that outright so you don't, what? Because most people don't understand word words at their roots, etymology, and legalese. If they don't let you out of the industry without tearing you down to pieces because they own you, in your death, they will still own you. Don't do it. And most of the contracts are like that. I would love to hear a celebrity who say that their contract did not say something like that, because that might be standard, unless there's a renegotiation clause where you can come back sooner after you've made X amount of money or something and then try to renegotiate for your masters. But y'all know the way they like to sabotage people for that. Why? Because that's not you just buying back your masters, that's you buying back the soul, or the part of your soul that you gave them in collateral up front for that advance. So, very seldom, even if your music isn't going to sell that much, very seldom do they want to give you masters back. Because when you die, well, they take your energy and then boost it up so that your music that you made while you were alive sells even more, but in a way where you can't benefit from it. So technically, even after you're dead, you still work for them. You still make money. But you nor your lineage usually inherits from that, or at least more than they do. Imagine dying, getting a new body, but your soul is still employed because of something you signed while you were inside of a body that perishes. So I wanted to give that away to those of you guys who want to be in the industry, or even those of you who are. If and most of you aren't don't have much to worry about, because you have to be one of the ones, one of the A-list, or one of the ones that they are using in the machine. But I take that back, because Angie Stone. So I just like to say, be careful with your contracts, because if you signed anything that gives them ownership of your likeness, your image, or anything like that, you did sell your soul. They may not value it that much, so they might be willing to give it back, but you sold some of it. Because the minute you pass away, if that contract is still affected, if it's still valid, and even after you pass away, they'll go in your archives and reboot the show that you were on when you were a kid, a child actor, or something like that. So be careful with that. Yes, my screen is crooked because I have my phone on my charger. All right, so somebody said Tyla. I'm so unmotivated from reading Tyla. I really don't want to, but I will. You guys know soul swapping. Oops. Soul swapping is a thing. And celebrities do it all the time. It's a way to recycle the energy of a super successful celebrity. Didn't Jay-Z, upon Biggie Smalls passing, start wearing his chain. Doesn't Kim Kardashian love purchasing and wearing items from the dearly departed? Do I like white boys? I don't like boys who are in my chat at 3:10 and not just getting off of something productive or just going or here while I'm here. Or I don't like boys who try to love connect in my life while I'm handling business. Y'all used to women being thirsty for attention. I'm not. I get more than I want. All right. I like to be valued and appreciated for my brain. Something that I know is a rare commodity these days, but I still have a functioning one, a great one. All right, Tyla, a soul swapper. Happy Friday, Nisi. A soul swapper. The desire to emulate Rihanna so much and then beg for her cosign after saying, I appreciate you guys saying that I'm like Rihanna, but I'm doing my own thing. Soul swapping attempt at its best. And Rihanna is smart. She's a woo lady too, so she's smart. She knows not to give it any attention, not to give it any energy, because that's all it would take. All Rihanna would have to do is say Tyla's name one time, rather it's I don't know her or I like her. And they would take that and run with it and use it as steam. So Rihanna is smart. Yes, the one that made water. I'm not saying I dislike her. I'm just saying I identify soul swapping. A lot of new celebrities come out and do it to a lot of uber successful older celebrities or passed on celebrities so that they can harness that same energy. It's worked in the past. But another message to celebrities, the ones of you who are already on, that day is ended. It will not work anymore. We are in the age of Aquarius. The only thing that would work, and I think I told a couple of my Hollywood clients this, the only thing that will work now, the only way you can survive is creating. Being creative, being authentic, creating something new. You guys can't sample everything and think it's going to be a hit anymore. There is a new spiritual energy on the rise, and a lot of it ended with the millennial generation. You guys can't recreate that juice because we were the last generation that was fully human, meaning that I said hasn't been altered, hasn't had their reality altered by social media. We watched the internet, computers, social media, and all of that come in. So that's why I say we're the still fully human, because we did not grow up in a social experiment, in a social construct. That's no shade. That's just me saying. That's why the music era was so different in the previous generations. The collective consciousness has been altered. It has. And for the most part, all of us have not fully escaped being touched by the New World Order in some way. But some of us have identified where we've been touched unawares, and then we said, er. So all you guys can do is return to the essence, because that's what the previous generations made music off of. The essence, pure creativity. We didn't have as much programming from outside sources as you guys did. So it's difficult for you guys to be as original and creative. Um, at least the way you guys have been doing it. So the only way you can survive now is to get back to being creative. And that means a lot of your faves aren't going to be able to produce music. So there we have the issue. these people, these celebrities today are not talented. They're not creatives. So no matter how much they try, they can't get back to the essence of creating something fresh and new because they're not creatives. They're influencers and entertainers. All their music sounds alike. And then when they see the people begging for that old thing back, they start throwing samples at them to try to recreate the old thing, but it's not real. It's okay, April, go ahead. I've been on here for a while today. I don't think I've ever stayed on live this long, but whatever. So Tyla, my lighting makes me look like I have a unibrow. Well, I don't. Thank you for that observation. All right. Spirit, what is the um, energy surrounding Tyla? We saw her being carried to a vehicle the other day. What is currently going on with Tyla? Please allow me to look into her spirit, soul, and collective energy. Book a consultation, 2 Poem Black. Beyond the Veil Adina at gmail.com. My consultations are $75 for 1 hour. We discuss whatever you like. What's going on with Tyla currently, Spirit? Is she okay, health-wise? Oops. Here we go. It'll just be a little crooked, but oh well. Nope, let me fix it the right way. Beyond the Veil Adina at gmail.com. Hit me up. We'll set up the arrangements, and then that's how you get my personal contact information. All right, Tyla. What's going on in Tyla's energy? What's going on in her life? I love you too. I can't pronounce your name, but I love you too. What's going on with Tyla? Fuck it. I'll just take it off the charger. Fuck it. When my phone dies, I'll end the live. Because if I keep it on the charger, it's going to keep falling off. I actually don't have anything in my nose, but sure. I see that comment from trolls often. That's so immature. How old are these bots? 12? Spirit, what's going on in Tyla's life currently, especially with her health or whatever reason she was being carried out of that club? Ace of Pentacles. Now this is, I think, her being carried out of that club. There's also something new in Tyla's life. I won't say a substance, but there's something new. Now this is a substance and an abuse of substance. Maybe alcohol. Hey, sissy. We're all going to pass away, Debbie Downer. So goodbye. You'll probably come back to repeat many of the lessons that you probably did not learn in evolution in this lifetime. If you're trolling in my chat, I promise you're guaranteed to come back in a similar lowly state. You're not using your life and your time alive wisely. Trolling me, absolutely not wise. Substance is the challenge. Tyla's new celebrity in Hollywood lifestyle may have also introduced her to something. Maybe drinking. I'm not saying it has to be a drug. It could be drinking. That could be something that she didn't do as much or as heavily as she did until she became rich and famous. Past position, Knight of Swords. Tyla pursued the industry relentlessly. I watched a clip of an interview of her saying that her parents wanted her to go off to university, but she begged and begged and begged to allow her to pursue music to see how it paid off. And if it didn't work, she followed their path. Tyla pursued the industry relentlessly. She was determined to get into the music industry, and I don't believe she ever wanted to be a South African star. I think she always wanted to be a famous A-list mainstream American celebrity. Don't be scared for her. She pursued this. It's difficult for me to have compassion or fear for these celebrities because I see them in a different way. None of them become celebrities accidentally like they tell you. They're just innocent schoolgirls minding their business, singing one day, and they are about this life. They are about this life, especially the ones like Tyla who pursue this the way she did. She said, my parents wanted me to go to university, but I wanted to make my music. And I'm not coming for her accent. I just like to mimic people's accents. She pursued this. She wanted it. And she will be experiencing some further challenges moving forward. Tyla, people in the US already don't like you. And Tyla, what you're doing to get in to the circles in Hollywood that will elevate you, even they. I think, Tyla, you come off as very innocent. And when you are in Hollywood being a party girl, instead of making people think you're cool, it's actually like, she doing too much. It's kind of the same reaction that Chloe Bailey gets when she tries to be uber sexy. You would have been better suited for college or something else. You trying to party hard like American celebrity so you can show them that you're in, it's not going to get you in. Very sweet girls that just should be sweet girls. Sometimes it builds character. Sometimes it does. I agree, Dimac. Not these girls, though. Because it's like when you grow up, middle or upper middle class, two-parent home, very good upbringing like that. Not saying anybody else doesn't have upbringing. This is a type of upper middle class energy I'm talking about. The greenness is what I mean. And I won't even say upper middle class because a lot of upper middle class people still are down to earth or like exposing, making sure their families are well rounded. I mean the ones that are sheltered and purposely protected from the dirt of the world. From Tyla's expressions of her parents, it seems like she had those parents. If they didn't let her do music, she wasn't going to do it. And she said they were adamant, but she begged and begged and begged, and they relented her kind of conditionally. Do your little yang yang and then go to school. Those girls are itching for a false reality. In their sheltered lives, they may have a view of this life in this world that's so enticing. They just want to taste some of it because they've been sheltered. But then they get out there and start tasting and lose themselves. You gotta already have a little bit of street smarts for being thrust into the beast to build you some character. You gotta have a little bit of street smarts. Otherwise, You're going to hop in there like Chloe did. She went straight from her sister's group to busting it wide open in front of Beyonce mama in a video. That lollipop thing, that Kit Candy Clover Kisses, I think that killed her career more than anything else. It killed it for me. It killed it for me. I was like, I can never take her seriously after this because it shows just how thirsty she is to be a different kind of girl. Those are the girls that I say they find themselves in, instead of it building them character, it knocks their head between the washer and the dryer. You need a little bit of character before that. You need a little bit of street smarts before that. Otherwise, you just get in there thinking shit is like you saw on TV or like you imagined it to be and find out. Crowning her. Tyla wants it all. She wants to be the best. She wants to be on top. She wants to be the girl. This is the card I got that one time. I read Ice Spice. This was her present or her challenging position. And I said, oh, that Capricorn energy. I wonder if Tyla is a Capricorn too. Tyla's reminds me of Ice Spice more so than my Chloe analogy because of this card. I don't think Ice Spice cares about anything else other than being that girl. She doesn't even want to be a nice girl to the other girls. She wants to be on top. She wants to make the most money. She wants to be the queen bee. She doesn't want to share it. She doesn't want to do it by getting along and playing nice. She doesn't even like you guys. She doesn't even like you guys. She tolerates you guys because she needs to. This is what I get for Tyla. But the way that the American audience hasn't received her, I can see why she don't really feature us either. But this queen energy is at Paige. So it's not just an energy that she recently picked up due to experience. The queen is the queen because she's already experienced, meaning I don't think Tyla ever cared to make the American audience like her. That's not what makes one successful. They come out, they get everybody's support, but then later on, we start to see once the industry starts investing into them, we start to see they cuss out their fans, they become rude, they start telling us how they really feel. Because truly, after you get that first big break where the public really does like you, then they don't need it anymore. Now they see that we can sell you to people. So they don't really care anymore for organic support. They will make it now. The industry will make it now. That's what happened with Tyla. She had a really successful song. They saw that they can sell her and market her. Boom. So now she's in. They don't need your support anymore. Now they'll tell you what to like and what not to like. When Tyla saw that we didn't like her, even though they're putting a lot of effort into it, she decided she didn't like us either. But I don't think it was ever something that she genuinely felt like she would. I think she was probably indifferent to American people. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think she cares whether we like her or not. If the industry gets behind her and says that she will be successful, she'll be successful, and they'll make people like her, or make people think that people like her with the false stuff, so that people will start giving her a chance because it seems like everybody else does. You guys know there's nothing in my nose. So even you trolls that are coming in here saying blow your nose because these trolls are rude, there is nothing in my nose. My nose is so clean that you can see through it, and that is a reflection of the light. And clean ass nostrils that you can see through. That is not a boogie. That is my nose. My God. So can we stop with you guys being up my nostrils, because your brain can't comprehend how I'm doing this. Anyways, and now the tranny stuff. First it's the nose stuff, then it's the tranny stuff. Okay. So below position, Ace of Cups, water. Is it not? Once she got, now I don't know what Adam's apple you see here in my throat. You guys are obvious trolls. And anyways, you just never make any sense. So people can't take your critique seriously because you're obviously trolling. Water. Water was big enough for her to feel like, or not just feel like, she was highly rewarded and decorated afterwards. The industry okayed her, and so I think she feels like she should be a queen. She wants to be a queen. She wants to be an it girl or the it girl. But she's having a hard time um, with with it. So what I think she's been doing is networking within the industry. But when you network in Hollywood, that ain't like networking at a networking event for a business. No, you got to party. You got to indulge in things so that other people, like gatekeepers, like you. I think she's been trying to network within the industry, and as a result, probably overindulging in some things. External, now, crowning her is the queen. This is her aim. People see her as the knight. A slow build. Tyla, people like you, or people liked you for what you brought to the table, but that's it. People see you, they like you for your one song, but that's it. They don't see you like this as a queen. And the people are not wrong for not seeing you the way you want to be seen. That's the problem. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone keeps falling because it's on the charger. That's the problem with even Cardi B, I believe. Their frustrations come with the fact that people don't buy what they're selling. But if that's the case, then you have to get out of the music of, out of the business of other people's opinions, because music itself is all about other people's opinion. Even if behind the scenes, the industry decides who is and who ain't and what we listen to, it's going to be harder for them to sell on us if we just shut it down all the time. It's going to be harder for them to justify using the machine for you guys. So you shouldn't get into an industry where inherently you have to be liked, or what you produce has to be received and accepted, if you're going to get mad at everybody who doesn't. Because that's the player hating the game. And you ain't never supposed to hate the game because you don't have to get into it. Hopes and fears, Two of Cups. Tyla is looking to make a connection with someone that will propel her career. Through all this networking, I think, in my belief, I think she's looking to strike big with someone. There is a gatekeeper that Tyla wants to work her way up from. I actually think it's Jay-Z, and I think that she wants Jay-Z to crown her with Rihanna's career instead of making her beg Rihanna or try to beg for it. I think she wants a gatekeeper to say, we choose Tyla. Nobody else has to be involved. I will choose her. But this is not just the hopes and fears, it's also the position of what's not going to happen. Outcome, the world reversed. If she's supposed to go on tour, it's going to be delayed or it's not going to happen. If she was looking for mainstream success in the Western market, you'll do your thing, but you won't reach being that bitch that you thought you was. And I think I know exactly who she wants to be. I think she wants Rihanna's spot. I think that they should find talent that they believe in as a creative, that they can get to create things that will be the new trend for people instead of trying to destiny swap. Rihanna is a woo lady. So even though this is my opinion, if you're trying to get Rihanna's energy, you're going to get some extra stuff. You're going to pick up something else. Any woo lady protects their energy. And that doesn't mean people won't try to get into it. You might, but that don't mean you're not going to leave with a little something that you can't get rid of and that you didn't ask for. Does it mean that if you try to steal something out of my energy, then I won't give you poison instead? That's the thing with trying to steal or destiny swap with someone who is into spiritual work like Rihanna. Try that with another celebrity who ain't a woo lady themselves. Try that with somebody who just go to a woo lady. But no, if you dig your hand in a woo lady's energy, it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire. Not everybody is human, and not everybody can be touched energetically just because you see them being touched in man's world. Not just is a project going to be delayed, on a spiritual level, you will not successfully swap. Remember that purple bath? It was supposed to be a blue bath, but to me it was more violet that Rihanna took in her promo for Anti. When she was in that bathtub submerged in that violet water, that was supposed to be a spiritual bath. Her water was violet or purple. I'm familiar with the blue bath, but she had a little something extra in her bath. That is what keeps Rihanna from having anybody try to destiny swap with her. She is protected on a way that you... Tyla, all right, let me look into the world in reverse. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to end this. I got some steaks to cook. I'm hungry. Whoever she's looking for to give her that spot will not and or cannot no 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 no. Whoever she wants to do that, they won't, and it's for some reason. If this is Jay-Z, because I think she wants Jay-Z to give her Rihanna's spot, he won't. Jay-Z still benefits in some way from Rihanna being Rihanna. They have their own dealings that's I think he still benefits from. More so than he will ever benefit with Tyla. I also think Beyonce. I think both Beyonce and Rihanna both agree on this one. Who is this Empress? Child. Not so fast. Not so fast. From... Okay, take my phone off the charger again. I got some juice. Even my computer's dying. This Empress, which could be multiple queens, they don't see it. They will not. I think that Rihanna was one thing, but if both B and Ree say no, especially B, say my husband, well, you will not propel her. because this is Beyonce's house. The music industry is Beyonce's house. If she don't want you to be it, you won't be it, especially as a woman. No. And the problem is, I'm going to say this, and I said this before, Tyla, in my first time reading you. I think you're going about it all wrong, and I think you're making enemies because you know that a lot of girls usually sleep with people or, get in good with them that way. And I think you want to appeal to a man in a certain way that ain't flying anymore. At least not with you, because you won't be able to benefit that man or his significant other like Rihanna could. She was allowed. I know she was attractive, but I was here first. Y'all know when Rihanna came out with that song title? Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it, babe. Yeah, I said it. Man, fuck a title. That was right after the beef with title, and I never thought that she actually. It was a cute little play on words there, because it's when that album came out, I listened to it because my sister told me to, and I said, oh, fuck a title. It's supposed to be saying like fuck a title, but no, she was saying fuck a title under the wordplay in that. Anti was all about Jay-Z and them and her talking her ish to them. And anti was her statement of saying, I have been your anti to Beyonce. Because that's what she was. When Rihanna came out, they were using the same formula on her, the pop girl formula. But then it started not working, and they actually weren't even going to invest anymore into Rihanna. So she had to use her money with Umbrella, but she had to go bad. She had to be the anti to Beyonce because they could only produce Beyonce's over there or the formula that worked for Beyonce. And she didn't think that she could be successful doing the Beyonce. She became the anti. Anti to who? Beyonce and her image. The good girl with the good, clean image. And then you have the good girl gone bad. So her whole career was founded on having to be the anti to the Beyonce formula. And then in the end, when they tried to sabotage her with anti and all of that, and then with the title deal, she talked her ish and then chucked the deuces to them. I think the bad girl Rihanna was always is the real Rihanna. I think that's why she wasn't able to sell the other SOS pop girl image that they was giving her and the ponder replay and all of that. It always works better when you're doing yourself. All right, two of cups. Let me see. Why is it such a hard stop from this Empress for Tyla? Why is this Emperor in reverse for Tyla's outcome? This is a Temperance. This is a Sagittarius card. Again, I think this man is Jay-Z. I think he doesn't see a benefit in Tyla's water. I think he thought water was big, but we haven't been able to do anything as big with it since then. And I don't think that Jay-Z is in the position for some reason. Jay-Z has some legal stuff going on still. He's not in the position to make her right now. I think that the days of female artists trying to sleep with Jay-Z to get on are gone. He doesn't do that anymore. I don't think. I don't think. You got to prove to them that you could be valuable and marketable beyond just one song. The Black American population here in America does not see it for Tyla as a whole. So there's going to be some issues with her trying to make it work here in the US. I don't think she'll be the US international superstar that she thinks she will be or she wants to be as her outcome, because the people, I mean, most of the gatekeepers are being knocked down right now. There aren't any functioning gatekeepers like that. So you kind of do have to blow up on your own first now. The days of finding a gatekeeper, sleeping with him, and getting that number one spot, no longer. At least not from the OG gatekeepers. I think he does have a lot of cases quietly adding up, like you said. And that was behind why these empresses are enough. I don't think these women, I think Beyonce don't see it for Tyla. And I don't think it's necessarily like F her. I just think, nah, right now, no, it's not a smart, wise decision, and she's going about it the wrong way. Pluto is in Aquarius. It's nature. It's going to happen this way. It was always going to happen this way, Evelyn Eve, because every structure that's Capricornian in nature, meaning it doesn't benefit the whole collective as much as it does a few people. It's time for it to change, and certain people would like it's beneficial for certain people to keep things the way they are. Pluto is a generational planet. We just switched from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. There is going to be significant changes that herald a need for newness. Aquarius is all about humanity, social networks, social constructs, technology, social groups, meaning the people. It's all about freedom also, and kind of free spirited energy. Capricorn energy is the direct opposite. Even in tarot, Capricorn is the devil card. Things are kind of restricted and constricted or restrictive, and it creates bondage. It doesn't allow for anything new to come in. If the industry has been upholding an outdated way of living, if humans don't change, Pluto will. There's nothing that can stand against Pluto. Pluto also rules life and death. So just like your birth moment you don't control and your death moment you don't control, Pluto rules everything that's natural that we don't control, especially things dealing with change and evolution. Evolve or die, Pluto, absolutely. Those who did not want to evolve are seeing themselves dying. And the gatekeepers are the ones who are upholding this. So change or evolve or die. That's it. And it benefits a lot of creatives because once they are completely demonetized, then there will be an opportunity for something new to arise, which is why I was telling my clients, and I've been telling you guys since my Pluto and Aquarius reading, you guys need to be getting into your energy, into your own spirit. We've seen the world and the world as we know it crashing down for a reason, because it was built up in a way that we didn't have no input in, so to speak, other than our consent every time we vote and allow them to run our lives. Return to your spirit. Aquarius rules the spirit and the universe, and kind of just being in there with it. Tap in to yourself. Find out where you are. Do a self check in. And if you are a creative, get into your creative bag. Because when all of this is said and done, there will be a prime opportunity, but it will be a window opportunity for the new gatekeepers to arrive and the new millionaires and billionaires. It'll be an opportunity for a new system and new people who run it. It's our opportunity to create something bigger and better, or to create just another version of already what was. But something else is going to be created from what was. And in this age of Aquarius, it needs to be authentic. That's the only way it will stand. Because humans are called to evolve right now. So anything that is keeping us from evolution is fading away. The facade and the illusion is fading away so that we can snap the fuck out of it and then realize that there's more to ourselves. We're forgetting that we're spirits and that this is not our only life. There's nothing new under the sun. And at the time that God created every human, all of our names were recorded. We go back, we come back. Every time we miss a step in our evolution, we come back so that we can get it. But then the world wants us to believe that this is our home and who we are in this lifetime is who we always are and who we always will ever be. That takes away your opportunity to evolve beyond. People are fearful of death because they think they die and that's it. And people are afraid, period, because we've been taught to be afraid by so many things, including the things that would set you free. You've been taught to be afraid of the things that would set you free. That's why I have so many trolls here in my live and so many people insulting me, calling me witches and things like that, when I haven't done one evil thing or spoken one evil word to anyone. Not in the entire time I've been on this platform. What I have done, though, is amass a lot of people who are appreciative of my presence in their life just as I am, and that I have them in mind too. I've created a community which also falls under Aquarius. So I'm fulfilling my purpose. I'm not afraid to die either because I live my life with purpose, and I also am a wise woman. So beyond what people have told me, I've gained wisdom for myself. I know about nature. I know about this world and other ones. I know about the nature of the spirit and the soul and how energy, even science tells us, doesn't die, but it transforms. And we're made up of energy. So where do we die? We release, but we die when it's decided whether we have to come back because we keep missing things. That means the whole point of your life almost is it kind of failed. If you have to come back because you miss things, now if you come back for a new experience, that's different. But you fear death if you don't have any wisdom or knowledge about who you are, period. Nobody who knew who they are truly would be afraid to die. When you were born, you didn't even remember that you had died before, but you did. And you did not want to leave the womb. I heard for the first few months of a newborn baby's life, they find ways to try to unalive themselves so that they can go back to the nature that they just came from. I read that somewhere. But do you remember that you died before you were alive now? Because you did. If this world taught the truth about how we don't die and live just once, then people will be more intentional with the life they live, knowing that we don't have to keep coming back. But then who would that not benefit? Well, that's another story. So there's a benefit to the lie in YOLO to get you to say, fuck tomorrow. Do it all now. Do you really think that you have a birth date and a death date, and in between there, nothing matters? All right, if I'm talking too fast, that means your brain is too slow. Leroy. Anyways, what in the hell do I think I'm talking about? As if you're saying it like, why do I have the audacity to speak on the things that I'm speaking about? That wasn't just a regular question. What in the hell do you think you're talking about? Because why would I have the audacity to be sitting here having any kind of intelligent conversations instead of doing what most black people on YouTube do, and that's make celebrity content and gossip? It's not just haters and it's not just being rude. Those are attacks. See what's with all these black trans streamers? You see what I'm talking about? I am aware of energy. I'm aware of communication, even nonverbal. I know what you guys are here doing. I know what you guys are here for. And it's not just harmless trolling. And that's why I get trolled so much, sissy. Not just my subscribers become all the wiser sometimes after we get together and shenanigan, even you trolls. And nobody cares about your mother, Generic. We don't even care about you. Spirit, I understand trolls are here to distract, but why insult me the way that they do with some of the things that they say? Call them out, Spirit. Call them out. The nature of trolls being here, they're not just haters, but yes, why? I understand that they're here to cause a distraction because I'm monetized, but Spirit, even the things that they say when they're trolling, the insults, so I've been threatened, the sexual harassment on here, it's in my chat. Now, if I wanted to take all of this stuff to an attorney, I might, just to see what my options are, and maybe my options are none. But God damn it, YouTube has to do something about this on their platform. I have been threatened with violence on here. I have been sexually harassed. Spirit, why? I always pull pentacles for them. I say this all the time. A lot of these bots are not real. A lot of these are really just bots. And the bots have gotten more intelligent, just like all other technology has gotten more intelligent as people have gotten dumb. I'm not always dealing with real humans. However, it is a little bit unbalanced with the type of bots that I get. And I believe that the powers that be on this platform are aware, or if not aware of me personally, allow it. Stay away from me. I am a spirit. How can you tell me I'm messing with spirits and I am a spirit? You're a spirit. That's how they teach you to fear things that should be natural to you. Doing spiritual shit is natural to a person that has a spirit inside of them. The problem is what I reveal on my channel. There have been too many times where I have revealed accurate things. "95% of the time. And sometimes I see things that I say come to fruition that I don't even think y'all clock because it's so subtle, but I do. Um, it's because of what I reveal on this channel. There are several cups here. Now my members' lives, I give a different type of message there that I feel like is more valuable. Spider, I am not your sister. And it seems like you're a member on my channel. So before I block you, sis, that one spirit doesn't even belong To us, it's a gift from God. You seem like you're a member here. I'm going to block you anyways because I tell you guys all the time, I am not your sister. Do not call me sis. Do not speak to me as if you know me. I'm going to do a ritual on you guys. I am. Watch. No, you can't watch. Seven of Cups in reverse. You guys are going to make me prove a point. You guys going to make me feel like I need to prove a point. No, I can't expect YouTube or anybody to protect me because I don't know if it's YouTube or one of the entities that they're involved with, like Google or Meta or whomever. It's them. I'm not going to think that anybody is going to do anything about those trolls because they're responsible for them partly. I spoke about this in another end of the year reading before. I said spiritual community will be under attack. People like me will be under attack. There is an attack on the divine feminine. Not all of you women are in trouble because not all of you are going to be a threat to anyone. Woo, ladies, if you find yourself under constant attack, you're not crazy. If you think you're a woo lady and you're not under constant attack, that means you need to step your cookies up because you ain't seen as a threat yet. You want to be seen as a threat. That's the validation these days. You want to be seen as a threat. They are coming for us. They see us. The problem with us is in this age of Aquarius, which is freedom, that is a sign of impending and current judgment for them. We endure trials and tribulations. They endure just judgments. Their judgments become our trials and tribulations, meaning the punishment is for them. But because they have constructed the world that we live in, then when they get punished, it becomes a little sticky for us too, since they own and run everything. The judgment is theirs. The trials and tribulation, though, is what we should have to endure through. However, the judgment is upon them. That means that the same concerted effort to get rid of the oracles and the wise women at the onset of colonization, that has returned. The spirit of world domination has returned like it did at the beginning of their conquests. We are always the first to go because we are always the first to see and the first to speak up. And when we are gone and there's no one to warn the people, then they fall for anything. I will put out the sword of truth, but I'm not even going to bother with it right now. I'm going to use it right after this. Actually, tomorrow, on the day of Saturn, I'm going to use it for every person in this live who has insulted me, trolled me, living, non-living. If you're non-living and you came from a source of a living person, for every spirit soul or non-spirit soul insulting, degrading, disrespecting, doing those things to me when I have not made any offense to you for you to be justified in doing what you're doing, you will be seen and heard, not just by me. I will call down every heavenly force just so that I can show the people that send you guys who not to play with. This will not happen easily. You guys will not come for us easily. And because I understand the ancient prophets and visions, you guys won't even be able to do the same thing to us this time that you did before. There will not be a mass onslaught of us. The best you can do, one card for the trolls about their future, about their near future. Give this to the trolls and whoever sent them. If I don't do any other ritual in my life, I will use my last breath if I have to do this one, because I want the message to be sent not to the trolls, but to your bosses, to your masters. One card for the trolls, including vitamin 47. You guys don't learn. Queen of Cups in reversed. The spirits thank you, because I actually was in a very bad place and I was actually telling my spirits I was going to break up with them. But you guys gave me a reason to not do that. Clean my nose? Okay. Why the Queen of Cups in reverse? The queen about to get off of her throne and turn into a knight of fire. A knight of sword. All right. Well, I don't know what I was talking about before. I think I was talking about Tyla. That's what I got for Tyla. I've been on here probably since 1, 2 o'clock. Oh, 12 o'clock. I did 2 lives. It's been 4 hours. God bless you guys. Those of you who deserve to be blessed, and for the rest of you guys, have the day and the weekend that you deserve. Because the only thing sure in this world is that you will.